he dribbles the ball. He pulls up, he shoots it, and he scores. What is that called? A free throw. Today, I'll be talking to you about what a free throw is, the fundamentals of a free throw, and the overall history and taking a free throw. Now, the game of basketball was created back in 1930 by James Naismith. He created this game to be able to keep his players warm during the harsh winters. As time went on, the game of basketball evolved. So did the free throw. In the beginning, the free throw was actually 3 fouls from an opposition to a player, and that player who got the 3 fouls would get a free point. But as time evolved, so did the free throw. It became more so of a foul became an opportunity to get a free point, not a gift of a free point. So then it became to where they would go to a line and they would basically be given the ball and they would have a 50-50 chance of just shooting it from then and there. Depending on the severity of the foul, whether it be a technical foul, personal foul, that would depend on what type of free throw they'll be shooting. If it's a free throw that's 1 point, if it's 2 free throws for 2 points, or 3 free throws for 3 points. Now, some of the best overall free throw takers, like Stephen Curry, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, all have very similar mechanics. These mechanics are as follows. They bend down, get down to a 90-degree angle, and as they start pulling up, they extend their arm as far as possible, and then they flick their wrist to be able to generate a flick motion, which overall helps their ball curve and arc into the net. Now, back in the day when the free throw became the free throw that we know it as, there were different forms that came with it. One of them was an underhand throw. They would just bend down like this and toss it up, and hopefully it would go in. Another one was just a simple one-handed throw. Very similar to the form we use today, where they would just bend down and then just shoot like this. And the last one was, I like to call it an angle throw, where they would come up from an angle and sort of swing it like how a batter swings their bat in baseball to generate power and to be able to score. But as time went on, players got smarter. They started to understand what works for them and what best form is for them. Such as, it's like in the 80s. In the 80s, most of the players were using the forms that are used today. The reason why is because it's probably the best form that's out there. You generate more power when you're using your entire body than just when you're just using your arms, such as in the underhand throw. You generate more power when you're able to extend your arm and flick your wrist as compared to when you're using your angles and kind of generating power from the swing. So with this, players began to practice this a lot more. But as they practiced it, they knew that when they go into a game and they're in that atmosphere, it's going to be a huge difference compared to what it is at practice. So one way players combat overall noise when they're playing is by chewing gum. By chewing gum, it's been proven to maintain all information that's been used before and also muscle memory, as well as keep you calm during stressful situations. Another thing that players do is they think about a happy place. They think about a place that keeps them nice, soothing, and calm to when they're doing that little simple motion of shooting the ball into the net. Let's talk about uniforms. Uniforms in the NBA have changed a lot. Back in the day, they had really small shorts, and as to now where they have regular sized shorts. Same thing when it comes to the tops. The tops, they started with no sleeves, and even to this day they have no sleeves. Although the uniforms have changed sometimes throughout the years, such as when Cleveland used to have shirts, and also when players wear undershirts that go up all the way to their wrists, the overall standard has always been short sleeves, which help as they don't block out a lot of their arm motion for players to be able to shoot something as simple as a free throw. Now, a free throw is something simple, right? Seems simple, sounds simple. But it may not be as simple as you may think it is. Let's look at one former NBA player, Shaquille O'Neal. He was very notorious to not being able to be a good shooter. The reason why is because he wasn't tailored to that style of play. In the NBA, there's a lot of different styles of play. Some different styles of play is like when you go into the perimeter and you try to dunk it or you try to lay it up and you overall use your body and your force to be able to beat out players. That's what Shaquille O'Neal was. He was one of those kinds of players. He was not a shooter. So when teams found out about this, they started taking advantage of him. They started doing this thing called a hack-a-shack, where they would foul him and purposely send him to the foul line, because they knew he wasn't going to make it because he wasn't good at taking a free throw shot. Even though he practiced his mechanics, he wasn't that good at shooting because his overall weight is what ended up hurting him the most. The thing that was helping him the most to be a great basketball player was the thing that was hurting him the most to being a good free throw shooter. So when it comes to taking a free throw, it's not just about brawn and strength. It's all about understanding your body and overall how you use your body to be able to take a good free throw. So I hope to see you out there on the courts practicing your free throw, and who knows, maybe in the NBA shooting the free throw.